everyone for being here today. Long before the rest of America discovered Ted Cruz, Texans knew him well. A real Texan, devoted to the Constitution, conservative values, and to liberty.
Amen.
Ted's now a leader for these principles in Washington. Before that, he was fighting for our God-given rights and freedom as Texas Solicitor General. By the way, he was the first Hispanic to hold that job. He's devoted to and a strong believer in the rule of law as designed by the founding fathers of this great nation. He fought hard for conservative principles and still does, arguing 9 cases on behalf of Texas in front of the Supreme Court of the United States. Ted believes in limited government and individual liberty because he knew from childhood that these things are what makes America the shining city on the hill. His father escaped political persecution in Cuba and raised a son who became a U.S. Senator, a living example of the American dream, and I might add, as is John Souls Foods. Since he was elected in 2012, Ted has been fighting hard for us in Washington. Now, many of you know the mainstream media makes it seem he's fighting too hard at times, but we here in Texas know you never compromise on principle.
Amen.
Remember the Alamo.
Ted has written 9 bills that have been enacted. 5 of those were last year because we now have a Republican in the White House who will sign bills. Ted led the effort to repeal the Obama individual mandate and won. You no longer have to buy the health insurance plans that unelected bureaucrats in D.C. tell you to, thanks to Ted Cruz.
That's right.
Ted had a brilliant legal career before politics, so he knows firsthand the dangers of liberal activist judges. He's been leading the charge to get record numbers of conservatives confirmed who will ensure that our courts are balanced for at least a generation. We here in Texas care about our schools being free from Washington control, and Ted has secured the most significant school choice legislation in history. It expands the 529 college savings plan, so parents can now use that money to put their kids in private or religious schools from kindergarten through high school. And to support thousands of jobs for Texans, Ted made sure the funding for NASA was kept a priority this year. Ted and his wife Heidi and their adorable daughters Caroline and Catherine live full-time in Houston. He's never moved to D.C.
Keep missing.
And when he's re-elected in November, by a landslide, I believe,
Yes.
you'll still see him here in Texas, helping to preserve his great state as a leader in this great nation. When I think of Ted Cruz, I think of the 4 C's: consistent, Christian, conservative, and constitutional. It's my honor to introduce Senator Ted Cruz.